Hello, I'm Aaron,
I'm Ashley.
I'm Tori.
and today we're going to be talking about a case study with delusional disorder.
Today we're going to talk about why Tyler seeked out psychological help. So there was 4 factors. He got kicked out of school, lost his job, became homeless, and he got hit by a car. Tyler getting kicked out of his PhD program was most likely the factor related to his delusional disorder. The factor was most likely related because he thought that the university was a secret arm of the National Security Agency, NSA. So he had thought that his advisor had stolen groundbreaking news that he thought of himself. So some factors that are social consequences of his mental illness include that his school environment, and another social factor would be his financial status due to the fact that he lost his job, which is due to the fact that he broke his leg. Both internal and external factors of blame. So based on Tyler's case, I believe delusional people are most likely to externalize blame. Tyler externally blames his academic advisor as well as the students in his computer science program for his delusions. He also began to internalize blame when he stated he made the most idiotic mistake of his entire life by telling his academic advisor of his fantastic discovery. So the difference between these two is internalizing blame is feeling shame or guilt towards oneself, while externalizing blame is blaming others for your actions. Tyler, I believe he has persecutory delusions. So these type of delusions are a set of delusional conditions in which the person affected believe they are being victimized. So a statement that Tyler made to confirm this is when he stated, "First, they tried to murder me, then they nearly drove me to suicide, and now I'm sitting here in the hospital with everyone thinking I'm crazy. They have totally everything, and I have absolutely nothing." So in this statement, Tyler is basically blaming everyone else for why he's delusional and why he's currently in the hospital. So he's pretending to be the victim, so that's why he has persecutory delusion.
In Tyler's case, he was diagnosed with delusional disorder, but another form of psychosis is schizophrenia, which is also mistaken for delusional disorder and the other way around. So some of the differences between delusional disorder and schizophrenia is that schizophrenia normally comes in early adolescence and under early adulthood, whereas delusional disorder will come later on. Another difference is that schizophrenia interferes with being able to undertake basic tasks, but in delusional disorder, these people who are diagnosed with the disorder can normally go through these basic tasks as a normal person. The last difference is that in delusional disorder, the delusions must be non-bizarre, but in schizophrenia, the delusions can and often are bizarre delusions, which means that these delusions just don't make any sense and that they can basically say that pigs can fly and that's what they believe. About Tyler's case a little bit more is that there's about 2 problems that I noticed in the beginning. One problem was that the therapist needed to develop a trust with Tyler. And the second problem would be that the therapist wanted to get Tyler to understand how or why he was still in therapy. So the therapist in the first session was asked by Tyler if he believed him about his delusions. These delusions were, like I said earlier, they were persecutory against the NSA, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Right. And his college where he was currently getting his doctorate. After Tyler had asked that question, the therapist was faced with how does he answer this? How does he go about trying to keep Tyler in this therapy without offending him in any certain way? And he simply answered, try to get Tyler to understand that this question was more complex than what he was trying to make it. The therapist could not simply answer this question with a yes or no, and that he could only tell Tyler that he was there to help him and had no great expertise in the other areas of his delusions, but he could help him with the stress that he was experiencing. And I believe that that helped the therapist gain his trust and get Tyler to understand why he was currently still in the therapy. So the one co-occurring disorder that I noticed was depression with suicidal ideation. This was mentioned when Tyler had first went to the hospital after he was hit by a car, and he mentioned that next time he would be sure to do it right and jump in front of a bus. He would be sure to do it right. And the suicidal ideation I believe came from his past stress and what he's been through in the past year, as far as being homeless and losing his job and being kicked out of school.
Delusional disorder can be treated with antipsychotics such as neuroleptics and atypical antipsychotics. But in Tyler's case, he refused medication. Tyler's psychologist focused on how Tyler felt betrayed by everybody from his childhood up until the incidents. So by focusing on how he felt betrayed, it helped him heal and get over his delusions some. In Tyler's case, delusional disorder did not create a threat to others. It created a threat to Tyler, considering he attempted suicide. Delusional disorder will never subside, but with cognitive behavior therapy and antipsychotics, patients can learn to deal with everyday tasks and how to handle their delusions.